Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Primer is Best. Good afternoon. I'm out here with my 1984 Chevy C10 truck, Moon Pie, and I've got these wheels in the back, brand new. Wheels and tires never been mounted. I thought about putting these wheels on this truck before, when it still had the 15x7 truck rallies, but this is kind of like a different style. I know I've showed y'all that before. My wife has been cleaning up the garage a little bit, the garage that's attached to the house. Here. If you're new to the channel, I try to act like y'all's new to the channel. Say hey.
Hey.
That's Mrs. PIB. Our grandson is over visiting with us for a little while, and he's in the house looking on his phone. I guess that's normal nowadays, but we just come back from eating lunch with him and this, that, and other. He's fixing to go to football, something football. Physical. Checking them out physically. They get started early around here on football, and practice starts in a week or so, or something. Anyway, I'm going to put these wheels back in the garage as I was saying, and I get sidetracked, and I apologize. I'm going to put these back in the garage. My wife's been doing a lot of cleaning. She sold a lot of stuff on Marketplace, cleaning out the garage over there, and made some room. But for those that don't know, or those that have been wondering, we have green shutters on the house. See where Mrs. PIB's at, and see the top up here. Green shutters. They're faded, but I like green. But I guess we're getting brown now. So the guy called that we're getting the shutters from, and he said our shutters came in today, and he's going to be having some guys come out one day next week, and he's going to let us know what day. So in the meantime, since we're getting brown shutters, that means we got to paint the front door, the back door, and seemed like there was something else. I don't know. Anyway, these wheels and some of the parts that was in front of the back door in the backyard, these wheels and stuff were blocking the entrance. So I moved everything out of the way. So now I'm going to put them back in there because I don't want them sitting out here, because I'm still playing with this truck. I don't want to get paint or anything overspray on it. You understand? I found me a bunch of jacks, car jacks. They don't even put car jacks and spare tires in vehicles anymore. I seen that on YouTube the other day. And don't even come with not even a donut, some of them. I forgot what make it was, what brand of car or truck it was. I can't remember. But you don't even get a spare tire or a jack. Now, how ridiculous is that? I didn't even realize that. Of course, I've never had a new car or truck in my life, and the newest one we have is a 2009 Hyundai Accent. So, I guess I'm behind times. But I got some jacks here. I don't want these jacks. I'm going to do something with them. I don't know. I'm not going to discard them or anything, but I've had these for years and years and years. See, this one's kind of cool. It still has everything with it, but I can't find maybe the base is down in here somewhere. There's a base. Y'all can't see it, but there's one down in there. Anyway, I'm going to try to empty this truck back out so I can play with it some more, spray painting or whatever I decide to do. Anyway, I've already got the battery connected up. And to be honest with you, I haven't started this truck in, I guess, over a week, maybe a little longer. I know it looks like I start them all the time, but that's not the case. I say it a lot in my videos. So I haven't started this truck in about a week or so, and I have not seen it, the front of it, since I painted the grill and the headlight bezels. That's how long ago it's been. Of course, y'all might have just seen the video. I don't know. I try to do a bunch of videos. I don't make videos every single day of my life. I don't. I just make a few videos, put them up, and, try to keep you going along with the story. I do these videos, as I've said many a time, just to, so if one of these days somebody else winds up with this truck or one of my other trucks or whatever, I always tell a prospective buyer to look at all the videos and see if it's what they're wanting. Is this what they want to? If they're interested in it, I don't hide nothing. I don't care if you buy a truck from me or not. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter whatsoever. But, so, let's see if I got a good connection. Yep. Give it a couple of pumps. Act like it's going to start, didn't it? Like I said, it's been a while. This thing normally starts right up. There we go. Let it run here for just a moment. It's a 305 with a 350 turbo. I'm looking at this Chevrolet dash cover I painted. It doesn't look too bad in here. Maybe I should have went with a little darker brown, but this makes the second time I've painted it. I painted it brown and it looked pretty good. But my wife suggested that maybe we need to go just a shade darker, and even some of my subscribers to this channel, Primer is Best, said the same thing. I need to go a little bit darker brown, but maybe I need to go darker. I don't know. I can't seem to get the right combination. But it looks better than it did. It was a faded black, remember? Faded black Chevrolet dash cover. I don't have it glued down. I'm not going to glue it down. I've had several Chevrolet dash covers before, and they fit so well. I mean, I've glued them. But, if you ever want to repaint them or do something else, they fit just fine. Good enough for me. And, they don't move around or nothing. So, I'm pretty happy with it. Just the way it is. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think to myself, and I think, well, Jimmy, let's do this. And then a couple of minutes later, I'm thinking, oh, that's good enough. I don't know. I'm a little bit upset because, I'll tell y'all a little secret. I was wanting to buy another Chevrolet truck this morning. I looked on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, drinking my coffee and watching a little bit of the news, and I decided I seen this truck on there. It was a 1980. Let me stop this, guy, so I don't hit my cat-eye truck. Okay, hang on. As I sing, sorry about that, guys, but I parked this 80. I'm sorry. I parked my cat-eye truck a little bit further this way, and I didn't want to hit it with this truck or any of my other trucks. Guess I backed it up and wasn't really paying attention. But anyway, it was a 1980 Chevy C10 truck, 354 speed, short bed, step side bed truck. And I was wanting it because I was thinking about my old truck, old Dookie, my 78, So it would have had a step side bed on it, and it's a cool looking old truck. I mean, anyway, one thing that turned me against the truck, to be honest with you, was it was a 4-speed. And I've had knee replacement, total knee replacement, and I'm starting to get over, I'm getting over it now, but I mean, I still have troubles. Like a few times today, just walking, it didn't really want to hold me. I'm real careful when I take a step. But anyway, I like the truck, and anyway, it didn't pan out. Anyway, I told the guy I could be there, what time, blah blah blah. It's a long story, and then he said someone else is coming to look at it at 12:30 or 12 o'clock, and I said, well, I can be there at 10:30. If you just let me know where it's at. I said, I don't know. I'd been talking to him back and forth, on Messenger. You know how it goes if you've ever messed with Facebook Marketplace. Well, it didn't pan out for me. He said, well, somebody's coming at 12. I said, I can be there at 10:30. And he said, no, but I said, let me know if, you know. He said, I'll let you know if he backs out. I gave him my phone number and everything. Never did let me know. Then, you know, he had pending on the sales, the listing. Well, a few hours later, you know, like right now, it's, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock. It didn't say pending anymore. So I said, I can be there in 15 minutes. You know, I thought maybe the deal fell through and he forgot about me, whatever. Then he put sold on it. I guess he forgot to do that. So, I don't know. Wasn't meant to be. I left it in the Lord's hands. I'm looking at this grill and headlight bezels. Maybe you are too. I rattle can painted it. So I'm trying to get used to that color. What do y'all think in the comments? And you know, like I said, I've been doing a lot of rattle can painting on this truck, and I'm just trying to make it look the best I can on a budget. Now, if I can remember, I seen another truck like this on Facebook Facebook Marketplace. I just look at stuff like that, guys, when I'm drinking coffee, watching the news. You know, I drink several cups of coffee a day in the mornings and then in the evenings. But this guy had a truck just like this one. It was priced at $8,500, I think. Yeah, $8,500. And to me, now I'm going to show you around this truck, and you're going to think that his truck to me didn't look as nice or as good as this one, if you can believe that. But it's true, my opinion. The reason I say that is, and I mean, I'm not knocking anybody's stuff, but the insides are not done. It's got a, you know, one of them seat covers on it. Nothing wrong with that. I've done that myself. I'm just saying, in my opinion, this one's a little bit further along, just a little. I see good in his, and you know, bad, and I see bad in this, and you know, good. I'm not knocking anything is what I'm getting at. Everybody's got different vehicles, you know, but his is pretty similar to this one. And I was looking at the patina on his truck, and his is kind of scuffed up through here where this color comes out, you know, kind of scuffed around. I'll show you some pictures at the end of the video, or maybe during the video. I might put a couple right here. Y'all let me know what you think, okay? Hang on. Anyway, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about maybe doing some patina, like maybe, I don't know, maybe painting a little bit of black in here and then painting this and then, you know, scuffing it up. I don't know yet. I'm just kind of thinking. I got to do something with this. This is a little bit lighter shade. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but at the same time you can see it. I don't mind that, really, I don't. But let me turn this off, okay? I have a lot of, I want to wash this truck. Maybe in another day or so, I can wash it. I think the pollen is starting to kind of die down. Just washed this truck, and there's pollen on it still. I'm trying to get it where there's no pollen. Wanting to put penetrol on it, but I might kind of play around with this old truck just a little bit and see if I can. I got some semi-gloss and some flat black. I normally use flat black and paint this stuff in here, so I don't know. If I might try semi-gloss and just see what it looks like. Spritz some on, you know, just see what it looks like. I'm not going for perfection. I'm just going for making it look decent. If you are new to the channel, that's all I want. Just make it look decent. make it pop with the stuff that, you know, the parts that you have. So, but I don't want to paint nothing, not one thing, till I get these wheels out. And then I need to do something with this stuff back here, do something with it, just for a while. I got a lot of 4-ways in there. I guess you noticed that. 4-way wrenches. Man, they've saved me a bunch, because a lot of times, you know, I just didn't have the strength to break a lug nut loose if I had a flat or whatever. Anyway, I got to put all this stuff up. Let me get busy. The wind is blowing as usual, but it is a beautiful day today, so I'm going to take these wheels out and we'll see if we can get going, okay? Hang in there. Okay, guys, my grandson helped me unload these wheels on this truck. I put them back in the garage, attached to the house for the time being. I was going to show you these jacks I have, and I did find some identifying remarks, or IDing. This says 1972 Chevy. So if anybody else can tell me what that means, I don't know. I don't know if it's for a truck. I don't know if it's for a car, but used to, back in the 80s, 90s, I would get jacks. I've sold some of these jacks before, but, you know, car jacks. I've got one standing up here so you can kind of see how it works. I found one, I think this is the right base, foot, whatever you want to call it. Up, down, you flip the switch. See, it's going up. And then, kind of hard to do this one hand, guys, and I haven't maneuvered this. Hold on a minute. Okay, guys, it's been so long since I've operated one of these, I've kind of forgot. I just press down here, goes back to the down position, then see it goes down. I know this is probably boring to a lot of y'all, this video, and I'm sorry, but I'm just showing you what it was like in olden days. You had this get up here, I hope it'll stand without falling. And then you had one of these hooks. That's what I'm calling it. See if I can get it in here without. Hold on a minute, guys. I honestly think this all goes together. I really do. Oh, you get one of these. Back in the day, you got this that removes the lug nut. This pulls your. See how it's thin? This pulls your hubcap off. You can pop your hubcap off. This removes your lug nuts on your wheel. I know this is boring to a lot of y'all, but just see, it fits. Probably don't fit this one, but particular car you had or truck, it would. And then you go up and down, you jack the car up or truck, and then you change your tire, put it back down, and you use this. It goes in here and it makes it go up and down the jack. And you talk about dangerous, this was dangerous. Very much so, but this is what you got, and you got a full-size spare tire. Nowadays, no, you don't get nothing. Even getting a little bit of gas from them is a chore in itself. But this thing just kind of pops in the little. It just pops in there, and like I said, honestly, I think this all is one complete unit. This one's almost like it, a little bit of difference because of the shapes of the bumpers, you see, depending on the make and the model. Anyway, then I got this one, and I think, you know what, I don't know what to say. I think this one goes, I tried them a minute ago. I don't mean to make a boring video, I'm sorry. One of them fits in here. Maybe I got it the wrong way, that's possible. I think it goes like that. Yep, the base would go toward your car, then you would do this. Anyway, same setup. They's all basically the same, except for the shape of the bumper, of course. It would be different. How I got off on that, I don't know. I apologize. This thing here extends out. You know, you double it up, make it, it's as long as this is, you make it, stretch it out. The end, this end, goes in this hole, and you jack it up with this handle, you know, round and round, up and down, whatever, and it jacks your car up that way. I kind of like this way a little bit better. It's a little bit more stable. Put it up under your axle or someplace like that, and jack your, you know, up under a body mount, not body mount, under like the shock tower, something like that, and jack your car up and down, whatever your case may be. Anyway, but that's why I like all these four-way lug wrenches, because depending on what kind of lug nuts you have, like if you have aftermarket or something, one of them is probably going to fit. And I'm sorry I got off on that. That's not what the video is about today, but maybe y'all might have found it entertaining. I don't know. I got to put all this stuff up, get it out of the truck, and my wife and my grandson have went walking. I hope they return, but he's a pretty good sized feller, so, and young, so he's pretty strong. So, and I got these here for Brian, GM 1038 on YouTube. This hydraulic, I'm sure I bought these out of swap meet. Anyway, there it is. I don't know what this is. Something for a steering. Yeah, something for steering. I might need that, so I'm going to try to put everything that I might need for a C10. Because remember, I got the 66 over there, Luke, and I got a big back glass truck, and then I got the 1980 short bed step side. I'm still wanting that step side, can you tell? Short bed fleet side truck. Anyway, let me put this stuff up, and we'll see what happens next, okay? So hang in there. Okay, guys, Mrs. PIB and my grandson are painting a flower pot. I'm going to let him paint it, or she is, brown. He said he's painted before, so I don't know. Something for him to do while he's over here. I guess my wife's going to plant a flower in there or something. We'll just see what it looks like. I'm sure it won't look too bad. Sorry, this wind is really blowing, guys. What I was telling y'all earlier, and I don't even think I finished, it really scares me. I'm getting just like my dad. Really, I mean, I am my father's son. I'm getting just like my dad. I can't remember nothing. And I start a conversation sometimes, and then I can't remember. I don't remember to finish, so I do apologize. I have actually been thinking about, my wife and I talked about it again last night, you know, quitting YouTube, and or even maybe, you know, I told her, I said, well, maybe, you know, if I don't completely quit, maybe I can post a video up maybe twice a week if y'all's interested. I don't know. I've been putting videos up nearly every day, and I mean, I enjoy making new friends and stuff like that, but what do y'all think? Am I getting to the point that you don't understand what I'm saying or something? I mean, I'm telling y'all deep thoughts in me. I get nervous that I'm losing my memory and stuff, you know. I am 68. That's not old, but I'm just telling you, I'm referring back to my dad. My dad got to where he's the same way, and I'd say, Dad, you know, you already said that, Dad. You know, you already said that. You already done that, whatever. And you know, he couldn't help it. And you know, I'm getting that way too. I am my father's son. Maybe I should just quit. I won't mention the person's name, but everybody in the world knows him. And I pray for him. My wife and I do, whether you like him or not. You know what, I'm not even going to mention his name, but his wife should have not let him be in a high position in office, I'll say. She knew better. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not starting a political thing, nothing like that. I like who we have now. Y'all can read between the lines. I'm not mentioning nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying it's a shame for anybody to be like that and nobody say, hey, this is enough. You know, you get what I'm saying? I'm getting that way too. I don't want to embarrass my wife or anybody, that see how I am. I'm just rambling on. Let's get to this. Let's move on. Without y'all looking, I got me a paper towel and some glass cleaner, and I'm just going to see. I just cleaned this a little bit, and I cleaned this spot a little bit. Now I got 2 cans of paint. I got flat black from the co-op, and I found this. My wife found this for me, Rust-Oleum semi-gloss. Now I have been using flat black when I paint the inside of engines. I don't do a good job on purpose. I don't want to do a good job. Actually, I like all those little places, so I'm not doing it today. It is absolutely too windy, and I got to clean it first. Okay, I'm just getting an idea in my head, because sometimes I lay awake at night and I think, wonder what it would look like semi-gloss, wonder what it would look like flat black. I'll be painting all this stuff, and it doesn't have to be a good job. I'm just trying to make things pop, So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to spray this little spot with one of these cans. I guess maybe might do this first. I might try to paint half of this semi-gloss and the other half flat black, and see if there's any difference at all, or if I prefer one over the other. Y'all look, or tell me in the comments, okay? Hang on. Okay guys, just a little comparison. Y'all can tell which one it is. This is semi-gloss, this is flat black. I gotta tell you, I like the flat black. I do. It's what I always paint my engines, but I thought maybe semi-gloss would be a little bit better. But you see, flat black just kind of covers up everything, makes it look good. I know y'all can't tell, but I sprayed this area here. I know it's not a good representation, but I sprayed that flat black too. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with my grandson. I made me a cup of coffee, kind of pick myself up a little bit, but I'm going to spray all this flat black the best that I can, cover up all this stuff here, tape it up, make it look the best I can. Just make it kind of pop a little. Doesn't have to be perfect. No sir, does not have to be perfect. And just kind of clean it up, straighten it up just a wee bit, and so when I raise the hood or whatever, it looks decent. It looks kind of clean. It's not, I want it to look like it's never had anything much done to it. Just, typical wear and tear, and stuff like that. Just the best I can on a budget. That's what this channel is, on a budget. So I think I'm going to end the video here, guys. My coffee should be just about ripe, and I should be able to drink it. I think I heated it up in the microwave, and it's just way too hot. But my batteries, what I'm trying to say is I'm getting tired, and I'm going to spend a little time with my grandson before he has to leave. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you think about maybe doing a video once a week, or twice a week or something. I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just play it by ear. Like I said, my wife and I has just been talking. We've talked about this often. So if you want to keep the channel going, subscribe to the channel. Primer is best. My name is Jimmy, and I thank you for watching and listening to me, and hope I don't get on y'all's nerves, me repeating the same old thing. Here's another example. What I was going to tell y'all, or what I started telling y'all when I was back here in the trunk. When I was back here in the back unloading everything, I was telling y'all back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I would go to the junkyard and I'd get jacks and, not floor jacks, but bumper jacks and stuff like that. I went to a junkyard one time, and this man, he I'm not going to mention his name, but he was kind of strange. Of course I am too, but he was kind of strange. And he had an old junkyard, okay, 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. I used to like to go there and just walk around and just look at the old cars and the old trucks that were in there at the time, and imagine people driving them and all that kind of stuff. So hang on. Anyway, I was wanting to put that paint and stuff up out of the sun. Anyway, He's an older gentleman, like I said, a little bit strange. And we went over there one time, my wife and I went walking around, and how he locked his property up. He had a cable that say like went from here to over here, just a cable. And I said, do you care if I go down? I was looking for something for what was it, a 62 Chevy, or he had a 1960 Pontiac that had the radio in it, that had the wire that went down like a dimmer switch, and you could change the radio station by just pressing the switch. It might have been what I was going to go after, because at the time I was doing eBay and selling stuff on eBay, motors, So anyway, my wife and I got down in there, walked, way down in back in the back there where that 60 Pontiac was at. I guess that's what we was going after. I was always looking for old car parts to put on eBay, and of course he didn't know what eBay was or nothing. He's an older gentleman, probably in his 80s. Well, we got down there, just walked down there, it took about 5 minutes, 6 minutes maybe, and heard the horn start honking. He was honking his horn. I told my wife, I said, let's go back up there. I said, he might be having a heart attack, needing help or whatever. So I hadn't even opened up my bag of tools. We just took off running and went up there, and he said, I'm closed. And we just got there. We just got there. So anyway, he died, of course, and he's been dead for many years. And I miss him, even with his peculiar ways. I miss him, old folks like that. Anyway, I enjoyed going there, and I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me. He had a 1958 Buick, and now he died. I just mentioned that. He died. His son took over the property, and he was selling all the cars and trucks. Now, there were 55 Chevys in there, several cars and trucks, and I knew him, and I went up to him. He had a big crusher there, and they were crushing them, picking them up, crushing them, go get another one. One of those kind of deals. And I told him, I said, there's a few cars I would keep if I was you. I said, I wouldn't sell any of them or crush them, but I said, if I was you, I would keep 4 or 5 or 6 of them just to have. And he said, which ones would you keep? And I said, well, you got 2 or 3 55 Chevys, a couple of 57 Chevys, and a couple of 57 Plymouths, like Christine, that type of deal, 57, 58. And I mentioned, seemed like 1 or 2 trucks or something he had way back there in the back. I said, I would keep them. I said, somebody will want to buy them from you and give you more than scrap price. And of course, he wouldn't sell nothing to me because he'd made a deal with the guy that's scrapping stuff. So I couldn't buy nothing. And to be honest with you, I didn't have any place to put it anyway. My neighbors was getting on to me for the old cars I had in my yard at the time before I moved here. So he crushed them all, and the rest is just history. But anyway, I went in he had a 58 Buick. I'll get this out in a minute, guys. See what I mean? Nobody had been in that trunk. They were going to crush them anyway. So I asked him, could I go back in the back, his son, and look around and see if I can grab anything before they crush it. And he said, sure. So I went back there in the back, way back in the woods, and there was a 58 Buick, and the trunk still had the lock on it. Never been opened. There wasn't no keys in the ignition, nothing like that. So I went and got my tools, brought my tool bag with me, broke that lock out, got my screwdriver, went in there and popped the trunk, and there was that jack, bumper jack, and I think I sold it. Yeah. Anyway, it was complete. Didn't look like it ever been used. Anyway, I just want to tell y'all that. I don't know how I got started on it. I guess just because I showed y'all those jacks, but I used to collect jacks and anything that's car or truck related that's unusual, like I mentioned, the 1960 Pontiac, like a dimmer switch in the floor that they used to have. They'd had back in the day, they had dimmer switches in the floor instead of up here, which I wish they still had them in the floor, but they had 2 of them. One was for the radio, and the radio, when you press the dial, the the switch with your foot while you were driving. You didn't have to take your eyes off the road. The radio dial would move, so or go to the next station. So I thought that's pretty cool, and I was going to get it. And, it was in an 060 Pontiac. Like I said, looked like it's in good shape. I doubt the radio would work because it would be tubes. But still, it'd been pretty neat to have in an 060 Pontiac or something, wouldn't it? Anyway, I've talked enough. This video's long enough. I need to spend some time with my grandson before he leaves. And, yeah, I think I'm going to go flat black. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. My name is Jimmy. You're watching Primer is Best. I'm also on Facebook, Primer is Best, and Instagram, Primer is Best. I got a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget. I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1, and Facebook, Man on a Budget. If you'd like and subscribe to both channels, let me know. And let me know what you think about what you and I have talked about, okay? I'd appreciate it. And y'all can read between the lines on what I was talking about earlier. If you've been alive in the last 4 or 5 years, I guess. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Help my channel to grow. Help my wife and myself, please. And we'll see what's gonna go on. God bless y'all. You won't miss nothing if you like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and I think I've done said that. God bless y'all. See you later.